All right. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to day seven of 40 days and 40 nights. If anybody has been here for all 7 days, I want you guys to put it in the chat so we can shout you out. But trust and believe you are no fancier than the people that this may be their first day. Everybody is treated equal because we want to make sure that you feel a part of the community, regardless of whenever you joined us. But if we have anybody that this is your first time, I need you to share about 30 seconds. Just let us know your name, who invited you, and why did you say yes. Not 1 minute, because we got a lot to cover today. Just 30 seconds. We'll have more time to get to know you, but we just want to make sure that everybody feels welcome. So, any new person that this is your first time joining us, please unmute. Any first timers?
I'm
Okay.
here. Good
Okay, go
morning,
right ahead.
everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Gail Crook. I'm out of Fontana, California, and I was invited by my wonderful, beautiful Director Benson.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes,
Well,
yes, yes,
welcome. We are so
yes,
glad you're here.
yes. And I would say one of the main reasons why of course, like a lot of people, you came into the business for travel because
Mm-hmm.
I did want to want to travel. But once I went to convention, I really realized there was so much more than travel in this opportunity. And so,
Yes.
I needed that. I really did need to hear what I heard at convention. And
Mm.
here I am, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I need that
Let's
life change for myself and for my family.
Yes, Gail.
Hmm.
Yes. You have a smart director to get you on here with 40/40.
Absolutely.
All righty, all righty.
Uh-huh.
But she said the magic word, guys, convention. If you already got your convention ticket for 2025, put in the chat so we can know who we talking to. Put in the chat, put a number one if you already got your convention ticket, and put a number two if you're planning on going, but maybe you just didn't get your ticket yet. Good morning, Yolanda. Good to see you. All righty, guys. So we've been building rhythm and consistency, I surely hope. And today we're going to be digging into something deeper and why we do what we do. And because if we don't know our why, we're not solid on our why and our purpose, the what we do, it will never, ever last. And so I want to make sure that everybody knows how powerful the platform is that Mike has set up for us in the Go Collab community. This is only 20 to 30 minutes of content. We do Q&A. We have a lot of fun on this platform, but we got a whole nother community that's open 24/7 that you guys can be utilizing. You could be asking questions in there. You could be sharing your aha moments. That is the benefit of an online community. And I feel like this session 6.0 is underutilizing the community the most. So I said, let us slow down a little bit and make sure people know how to use the community. Because if you're coming on here every day and you're not doing the activity, you're not reading the books, you're not using your daily method of operation, you're going to be really disappointed. You may have some good laughs, you may have some good aha moments, but you won't have a whole lot of results. So I'm going to ask Mike to just do a quick overview of the online community so that we can make sure you know where you can post your assignments, you can get feedback. You have all kind of people that's been through here, like Vita can give feedback. We got Yolanda, we got Michelle PV, director Denise. We've been in this thing for a while. And so you got it's not just Mike and I giving feedback. You guys can give each other feedback. So Mike, are you able to pull up the community and give them a real quick overview on from the time that the person got the welcome to the 40/40 community and how to best utilize that space?
Okay, it wouldn't let me unmute. There we go. All right. So I'll walk through again the community. And again, you know, I'm on the computer right now because that's where we are. And I'll just walk through this. But in your email, when you signed up, there was a link that said join our private community. And when you click on that link, you just need to sign in with the email address you registered with. it'll have you create a password. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to get inside of the community. The community has a couple of different tabs, but the most important, the most active one is going to be the discussion, which very much just looks like a social media feed. So on that page, you'll be able to just scroll down. We have a featured section, which is always going to show the latest replay. We also have a quick link to go to the Zoom details. So if you're wondering, how do I sign in? It's right here. The link is here. The meeting ID is here. The passcode is here. Okay. So if you scroll down, you'll see that I always post the day 6 replay. I'll put the name of it in the title, day 4 replay. Hold on one second. Okay. So you'll see that people are posting in here. They're responding to the homework. So just take some time to scroll through the feed on the discussion tab. The other tab that you'll want to look at is the events. So if you're ever wondering, how do I get into the group? Where's the link? It's on the events calendar. It's right there. So we have it there all the way through the end. All you have to do is just tap on it and then click, and you can jump right over to the group, enter the passcode 1234. We do ask that you do not invite people to this community directly or send the links directly. We want people to go through the proper process, because when you invite people without them registering, they miss key information. So it's just really important to make sure when enrollment's open, you invite people then so that they can go through the proper process. The last tab is just the members tab. So on the members tab, you'll be able to see all the different members who are in the group. So if there's somebody you're just like, oh yeah, I wanted to follow up with them. I wanted to ask them a question. There's a chat function in here where you can just chat directly with other members inside the community. Okay. So Carmen, I'll turn it back over to you.
All righty. Thank you so much. So now I want to make sure everybody knows how to get to that space. And feel free to reach out if you find that you're stuck. Mike does a great job at making sure that everybody gets access. Okay, so as we go further into these 40 days, remember, this isn't just about activity, y'all. It's about alignment, finding your space, finding your rhythm. Like I just secured one of our speakers, my sister, who is going to be coming on 2 days when we get to the section on partnership, and she's going to be teaching on how to start and how to grow your YouTube channel, right? So that is something that you're going to have to see. Now, is that in alignment with me? Because my daughter, my youngest daughter, Imani, she constantly sends me TikTok. Like, look at this on TikTok. I am done with TikTok. When they had that whole thing back and forth about, is the government going to let us have TikTok? I deleted my TikTok. Don't talk to me about TikTok. I don't believe I need TikTok to get my sapphire ring and plan that. You got to know about alignment, y'all. Put in the chat alignment. Is this in alignment with you? Let's quit going after every shiny object. I know that we have some of the top earners in our company that have grown their business totally on TikTok. So don't let my plan interfere with your plan. Some of y'all are very social media savvy. You can go on TikTok, Instagram, and create a 6-figure business. But you got to know your lane. What's in alignment with you? I'm still going to be meeting with people at the coffee shop. We still going to be going out to lunch because I'm old school. That's how we roll in our 60s. We're not getting ready to do all of that stuff online. Not that's some of us, not all of us. Some of us, we act like we are millennials. We so good. We older, but can't nobody tell because y'all cutting up on online. So just know your path and make sure it's in alignment with what it is that you do. What is it? How do you want to build your business? I see you laughing, AJ. Okay, so you can attend every session, you can take every note, and you can still feel stuck if your why isn't clear. And research shows, y'all, that 43% of our daily actions are habits, not conscious choices. Okay. And that means if we don't anchor our habits and our purpose, they'll fade as soon as motivation does. Like we could come, we could hear something, we can go to convention and we could be ever so hyped. Like the discipline, the habit that it takes to actually say, I'm going to read 10 pages a day. You have to know your reality. Maybe you're going to do five pages in the morning or you're going to do 5 pages in the evening, or you're going to use your lunch break. But those habits, that's what builds the consistency. That's what builds the momentum in your business. And there's just no shortcut. It takes time to build a habit. And stop being so quick to give up on yourself. I have a plan with Mr. Chen. Mr. Chen has he's heavily involved with his ministry. He is very attentive to the needs of his wife and his family. So I'm not going to tell Mr. Chen to do what I do. My daily method of operation requires me to reach out to 10 prospects a day. But as I'm coaching and supporting Mr. Chen, I say make sure that you are consistent on reaching out to 2 people a day, because I know in his natural day that he can do that. It may be a stretch some days, but Mr. Chen, no matter how often or how long in between our conversations, I said, he'll let me know he's still doing his 2 people a day, because that's your plan. That's what's in alignment. That's what we agreed upon. So make it yours. Make sure that the journal, the whatever you're using to document your 40 days, that is something that you own and that you feel good about. So if you're using the 4Ps journal, that is fantastic. If you're using the PDF, print it, place it in a folder. Some of us like to have stickers. We talked about this yesterday. Whatever you need to make sure that it's visually appealing to you, that's what you want to be able to do. I love selling digital products, but I don't use digital products because I don't want to be online doing stuff like that. I remember my daughter Imani had me following this young lady that was a very, very high 6-figure earner, and she did all of her income, all of her business model was on creating digital products. Okay, that word come back again is alignment. Nope, I want an actual journal. I want to be able to pick it up. I want to be able to feel it. I need this hardcover book. But some of you use some of you use things online. You got to know what works for you. But whatever it is that works for you, y'all work it. Be consistent with that thing. That's the whole goal here. So if you're using a simple notebook from the dollar store, it's about documenting your journey, nothing else. You don't have to get cute and fancy, but you do have to be consistent. The beauty isn't in the pages, it's about the progress that you record, because there's going to come a day that you're going to have people that join your team that may already be on your team to say, man, how did you go from bronze builder to gold builder in just 40 days? What happened? What did you do? How did you go from gold builder to 2020? You are not going to remember the details. So I'm huge in documenting, Marvis. Hey, Marvis, good to see you. You want to make sure that you're documenting your journey, because it's your journey. You can't teach what you don't document. I have one story that I'll share with you. It's my story, so I'll never forget it. When I joined this business, I did not have no extra $200. Every dollar was accounted for. I didn't have no extra $2 available. And trust and believe, after years of coming from a 6-figure income, it was humiliating. It was flat out embarrassing, but that was my reality. And so when Dr. Shantina Gladney introduced me to the business, her and I had some business successes. And I definitely was about to say, girl, I know this sounds little, but the reality is I don't have $200. It's so non-negotiable. We're talking to people who would support us if we just simply said, look, I know you don't understand travel, you don't know what I'm doing, but I just need you to support me. I was one of those people for Shantina Gladney. I was one of those people for her, because we had a friendship, we had a business relationship, that it didn't matter if she was saying, I want you to really come into this bubblegum business with me, I was going to do it anyway. And you guys have people in your life like that you're not talking to, because you don't feel like you know enough about Planet Marketing. You don't feel like you know enough about IntelliTravel. Y'all can figure that stuff out later. Go to those people and say, hey, I'm working on something I believe in deeply, and I'm reaching out to people that believe in me, and I believe you're one of those people. I need you to invest $200. I need you to lock arms with me for the next 90 days, and I need you to trust the process. And go ahead and get those people signed up. Quit overthinking this thing. Nobody would have made me think for 1 second second that I will be in the top 1% of this company now as a director, because I'm surrounded by naysayers. I'm surrounded by people that doubt my every move. Because as an entrepreneur, life is rarely on the straight and narrow. We have highs, we have feast and famine. One day we coaching, we might make $5,000. Then the next 3 months we make 300. So we go from feast to famine. That's just the true entrepreneurial lifestyle. But what I do know is that because of my upbringing in an entrepreneurial family, nobody can tell me that things are not possible for me. So some of you go to convention and you look at the people on the stage and you think, oh my goodness, you cheer for them, you're the best cheerleaders, but you really deep down don't think that could be you. I was raised differently. My father made me think if anybody else could do it, I could do it. Like I really do see me. I do see me. Like it's nothing about anything that director Desiree Benson have that I don't think I can have. Like I'm just that girl. I believe if she can have it, I can have it. And I believe I can cheer her on in the meantime, because I believe in abundance and overflow, and it's more than enough for everybody. I know that me having it don't take away from Jackie Delane having it. So that's how we got to be able to operate. So my story was I didn't have $200 when I got started. So I had to use bill money. That money was used for movers to come and move me from one location to the next. And I had to get that money back immediately. So I remember Coach Shatina said, sit down and make a list of 100 people. And of course I didn't, because y'all tell the truth. When somebody asks y'all to do something, y'all don't do it. Can you get on the IMV? Nope. You say yes, you ain't doing it. Go ahead and set up your IntelliTravel website. It take you 3 years to do that. So the majority of y'all is not doing the things that you know that it takes to get the business. If we call it a thing. So but I'm not that girl. If you show me a way, I'm going to follow it, because they call me ignorance on fire for real. So I didn't know the compensation plan. I didn't know how to log into IntelliTravel. I didn't know the difference between IntelliTravel and Planet Marketing. I went on Credit Hole every single month, because what the majority of the people didn't know, that when I started that, I was struggling in ways that only a few people could even imagine, because that's what happens when you come off the heels of success. But life can happen. And because of my resilience, I made sure that I kept showing up even when it was life. It was just sucking the life out of me. Put in a chat, keep showing up anyways. Learn how to play wounded, because life is not going to be easy for everybody. But if you keep showing up, that's when you get your breakthrough. So I sat down with that list of 48, because I couldn't follow simple instructions and do 100. So I did 48 before I got started. Because I'm like, so she's saying I paid $200. All I heard, I didn't hear nothing about booking travel. All I heard was she said every time I tell somebody about the business, I could get $50. So my thing was, I got to get this $200 back. She said I get paid weekly, so I need to get my money back. So I literally sat at that table in Maricopa, Arizona. I warned the folks in my household, don't bother me, because I got to do this thing that they told me to do, that I literally was doing half of what she told me to do. So I went through my Facebook. I found all my friends that was traveling for business, some that I knew that had children. And I just simply went in and say, hey, I found this thing. I found this business that you can earn commission on the travel that you're going to do anyway. And if you tell other people, you get $50. Girl, we can do this. And we can make, if we tell 10 people a week, we can make $500 a week. I just went and shared what I knew. I didn't know everything. I just shared what I knew. So out of that 48 people, 38 people said no, or they ignored me. They didn't say nothing. They just looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what? She been doing childcare. She been working in domestic violence. What is she talking about? Travel. So a lot of us is talking to people about something that they don't even know us for. They might know you for working in law enforcement. They may know you for being a teacher. They may know you for being a doctor or a nurse, but they don't know you for this. You got to ease people into your new lifestyle. Help them to see it. There's so many better ways I could have done this. But remember, I reached out to 48 people. 38 said no or ignored me. But guess what? This is why I'm a numbers girl, because I know if you put pressure on the numbers and not on people, you're going to win every time, because 10 people said yes, y'all. 10 people said yes. And because those 10 people said yes, I went through bronze, silver, gold, and I did that all within like a 48-hour period. The next week, that $200 that I wanted back, how about the company send me a check for almost $700? So that is why you have to know and understand that this is about progress. If I would have had that all over to do again, I would do it very differently, because I was building fast and reckless. The majority of those people that I enrolled, they're no longer with me, because I didn't even help them see themselves. I just went to them telling them about something to do. Like, I didn't know, I didn't have enough to explain to them. So that is just the reason why, one of the reasons why you really, really want to know what is your strategy, and make sure that you build with intentionality and balancing that with a sense of urgency. Any questions on that before I move on? Any thoughts, any questions? Just raise your hand. Any thoughts, any questions,
I was
any
just gonna add
comments?
this. I had a couple of them. You was on fire right there for a little run. So,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of people that were really reacting in the reactions in the comments. But one of the things that you said to me that resonated with me was the part about you being in daycare, then transitioning to travel, and people not knowing you for that. And that had been a really huge hang up for me for years. Like, how am I going to all of a sudden start posting about joining me in a business and all this other stuff? Because I'm like, that's not what people know me for. It
Yeah.
kept me from reaching out to people, from talking about it publicly. I was just doing it privately. Someone else in the chat also said that was a big thing for them. I think that was Irene. So,
Yes.
if there's other people who can chime in about that, I'm just kind of curious for those of us on the call, what do y'all say to people to help them get over that? What helped me get over it was not caring no more and realizing that I got stuff that I'm trying to do. I know that I got into this business for a reason. So I went back to my why. And it does all the things that I saw my life after 50 needing. It's built in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it
Mm-hmm.
was for me. But if I don't know what other people's journey is going to be. So can we tap into that a little bit more?
Yes, yes, that is so good.
Hi.
That's a great. Go ahead. Go ahead. Somebody's going to share.
Yes, this is Irene. So that definitely resonates with me, and Carmen knows my journey. The reason being, after being in banking for 21 years, managing banking, and then going into retirement, for me, it was that I'm going into retirement, but then I'm also starting a business and just trying to learn it as well as to share that information with others, because you, like you say, you get so many naysayers. It's totally different from what I've ever done. So just trying to get that confidence up that I'm providing them with a lucrative business, something that they can actually get commission from and residual income, and just having the confidence to share it in a way that
Yes.
they come on board, knowing my character, knowing that, this is something I believe in. And if I'm believing in it too, then it's something that hopefully you'll also believe in. So that has been my biggest struggle, because of the people that I know,
Mm-hmm.
they, they look at me to do certain things, right? So
That's right.
this is just totally outside of my comfort zone. So I'm in here. Carmen knows I'm not going anywhere. It's slow, but I'm
Uh-huh.
definitely, I see the vision going, listening to the IMVs, the training sessions, and also attending something like this is definitely helping to build it, to take away the hesitance, shall I say, and
Yes.
make it more meaningful.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Irene. Yes, yes. And what Irene also did not share with you guys, I'm coming to you next, Director Denise. What Irene did not share with you is she came in this business with me years ago. She was working in corporate America, and she is truly that corporate girl. And it didn't work for her. Like she couldn't just figure it out. But because we never stopped our relationship, I learned that because when I first started and people ignored me, I was so crazy and I lacked emotional intelligence. I was so furious that people was ignoring me. I literally went and blocked a bunch of people. Erica, I'm gonna tell the story. Like that is so ignorant. Like what the heck was I doing? And so Irene was one of those people that I genuinely liked. And so I didn't do that with her. We maintained our relationship. So years later, she comes to a meeting, she stays open to it, and then she goes into retirement. Now she is one of the people that I talk to and I'm coaching and supporting on a daily basis. So that's why we can't forget when Mr. Bradley says our next levels in our back office. If you are a goal builder, chances are you have about 50, 60 people in your back office. Go back and rekindle those relationships, and as you're building new ones. Director Denise, we're going to take about a minute each because I am determined to be off here at 11:35 Eastern time because we
Thank
keep
you.
going over. Go ahead, Director
I
Denise.
know, and thank you for saying that. I caught the hint, a minute each. I got it. Listen, my minute starts now. Thank you for coming down the pews. I think Yolanda said that. Yolanda Thompson said you were coming through the pews. I think it's so scary how, again, alignment. You and I talked this morning, but we did not talk about this, about the topic or
Right.
about to share. And what was scary to me, you all, and I hope this resonates with somebody, it is scary to me how being an educator all of my life, all I did was try to instill belief in children, right? That they can do it and they can be more and you do have it in you, right?
Yes.
But what's scarier to me is how you have to do that for adults too, because so many adults
That's
do
right.
not believe in themselves. And that's why when you said, I'm made different, I said, huh, my daddy and your daddy must have been brothers, honey, because it ain't nothing that I don't think I can do. There's certain things I don't want to do, but it ain't too
Yes.
much that I just can't do. And this morning, but I was sending out messages to our team about just simply asking, will you be able to make it Saturday? That's our 10-year anniversary. Like I've been talking about it. We got big time guests coming in. And the response was, I'm not sure because I'm not seeing any benefits yet. This person partnered less than 30 days ago, right?
Wow.
Okay, I know. I see y'all shaking your head and said, but then she said, and everything costs money. I said, what has cost? And I guess the weekly meeting, our event. I see you, Miss
Mhm.
Julia, looking like, what? I know. Then she said, I'm sure I need training, but at what cost? I'm asking myself. Like the training that we offer that doesn't even cost money. It just costs you your time, your commitment.
Yes.
Okay, I see you, Dr. Lynn. She said, I was aware of the $60 monthly fee, but I think I joined too soon and didn't count the whole cost with time and effort. I
Wow.
just and here's the thing. I said no with a bunch of O's because I'm like, I cannot let another person quit on themselves for lack of belief in self. Right, Georgette?
Yes.
Lack of belief in
Yes.
self.
Yes.
I said, don't think that already. I know I got like 20 seconds. This is why I've created another group for you. This is a money maker, but you have to know how to navigate it. How about this? I'll cover your ticket cost for Saturday. This is how bad I need her to just be in the room
Yes.
so she can hear it, right? I said a few other things.
Mhm.
And then she came back. She said, I appreciate that. I'm so impressed with your achievements in this business. I'm not sure if I want to work that hard. Once again, working with people. I love my piece. I'll come this Saturday, hopefully, to get what I need to excel. And the thing is, I'm just thinking like, gosh, I just need people to believe that I need this for me. And I told her, you don't have to work nearly as hard as I do. I'm on a whole different trajectory. I know everybody doesn't want to be a millionaire. I do. I do. So just do
Yeah.
half of what I do if you don't want to get there, So I'm gonna stop
Yes.
this for time's sake, but it's really, really scary how many adults still lack that. Y'all don't be that person. Thank
Wow,
you.
wow. Y'all, give me 10 minutes today. Just give me 10 minutes. Anybody got to jump on because I cannot. I'm coming to you next, Director Benson, then Mr. Chan. But I got to share this. When Jackie Delane, Sakoni Davis, Betty Brown, we were all in Atlanta. We was at this little soul food place. And I think Betty said, Carmen, she just always at. I think I was texting Director Denise or something I was doing. She just always working, and with the conversation was something like she just, she doing too much was the vibe I was getting. And I just had to keep my posture. Too much for who? I love everything that I do. I have relationships with people that I choose to have relationships.
That's right.
Nothing that I do with Plan and Marketing feels like work for me. You got a Zoom? What's the link? I'll join because I love everything about it. So just because don't, but at the same time, people watch what I do online, and I've had people to tell me, "Oh, y'all do too much." No, I think you do too little. I think you do too little because anytime you find something, if it's doing hair, if it's doing nails, if it's writing books, if it bring you passion, that's what you should be doing more of. Nothing that I do now, it feels like work if you ask me to book your travel because that's not what I like to do. No, that feels like I'm doing
Ooh-wee.
literally factory work because I'm not good at booking travel, doing research, but sharing with somebody how
Ooh-wee.
they could take a $200 investment. If they could take a $200 investment and generate a minimum income of $1,000 a month, you go from investing 1,000 a year and you get $12,000 a year. Just that simple part of my story. I'll share that all day, every day. Only thing I need to do is eat and sleep and share the planet. Nothing about that feels like work. So find a part in your lane that you're passionate about, and then you'll be able to speak to it because that's the thing that don't feel like work. What's that saying? If you find what you purpose for and what you're passionate about, you'll never work a day of your life. So that's how we got to be able to take this. Director Benson and then Mr. Chi, and we're gonna go through this agenda, and then we're gonna have our after party. We're gonna let folks go after we get through the rest of today's activity. All right, Director, it's your turn.
Ooh-wee. I am looking at this clock, y'all. Oh my gosh. I put in the chat, y'all, and write this down in your notes today. The two P's, posture and PS3. Posture
Yes,
and PS3. The reason why some of us are not doing as well as we can is because we're not getting ourselves out of the way. Do y'all
right.
know I still do I do the P and the S? And if somebody tells me on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not interested, 10 being very interested and ready to get started today, what number are you? I'm a 7. If I have somebody that's a 7 or above, I am three-waying them to Director Patterson. I am three-waying them to Director Peterson. I am getting myself out of the way because your friends and family do know you as that successful educator, successful entrepreneur, successful whatever, right? So you have to, y'all, it is the most underutilized tool in the world. Today, before we got on, I'm going back over the top 10 distinctions between millionaires and the middle class. Keep Cameron Smith, because that's what Mr. Bradley asked us to read over the weekend. So I'm like, why not finish the whole book, right? Today, y'all, number 6 distinction is millionaires continually learn and grow. The middle class thinks learning ended with school. So when you don't want to come to Super Saturday, Super Sunday, weekly meetings, convention, yada yada, this and that the company has put together, it's because you don't want to continue to learn. In order to earn money, in order to make money, you got to spend money. You got to, and not only that, in this chapter, Keith Cameron Smith is saying the millionaires invest. They feel like they're investing their money. My $60 a month, y'all, it is not a bill. It's an investment. And when your prospects or your business partners say, you know what, it's a bill because you're not doing nothing with it. If you get to work and you share the information, it's not a bill. When I can have my business open 24/7, somebody can go to my website and I can earn money in my sleep. That is not a bill. A bill is when I go buy something and I have nothing to show for it. So it's the mindset. Start recommending books, y'all, to people and whatever, wherever they are.
they need to read and get, if we get our mind right, y'all, I promise you, we're gonna get our money right. Because this right here, I am the one who has a bachelor's degree. And I was like, woo, thank you, Lottie. I'm done. I didn't think, Michael, I was not reading another book. I was done with school. I was done with education. And then I happened to come into network marketing, where it's the best self-development program you will ever have. I'm sorry, that probably was 2 minutes. Back to you. Back to you, Director.
No, that was so good. That was so good. Thank you so much, Director Benson, for just being on here and being the evidence of what's possible. And now we got Mr. Chen.
Being a minister, they always told us, once the preacher preached, don't ever go behind him to preach again. So, you know, y'all done preach, but I tell you, this is good. This is really good. Uh, I had one thing I wanted to say about comment about what Mike was talking about just going from one profession to the other. And I just remember my transition from being a law enforcement officer. And see, when I moved to this community and became a law enforcement officer. I wasn't from here. So nobody knew me until I moved here. And then when I moved here, I became a law enforcement officer. So that's all they knew about was me doing that. And it was a big transition. And it still is, trying to get people to understand that I'm now a marketing professional. But anyway, I like to say this. Uh, this platform here, this platform here, I was listening to Director Russell about what she said about the young lady and not wanting to. Maybe this is a cause, but when your mindset is that you want to do this and you know that you can prosper and you know that this is going to work for you, you're going to be at every place that you can be. Now, I missed this year's convention, but I'm going to next year's convention. I've registered for a Dream Maker. I've registered for the 10-year anniversary in Birmingham, 2 hours from me in a couple of weeks. So, that's what it's all about. And this community, this is church for me, y'all. This is church. That's all I got to say. Amen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chen. Thank you so much. We so appreciate you being here. All right, Dr. Lynn.
Hey, y'all. Sorry about the voice, but I've been cheering and I've been talking. And the reason why I don't have a voice is because I've been using those top 10 distinctions in my conversation with the people I've been talking to. And as Director Russell said, teaching, I've been in education all my life. I've taught from 6 weeks old up to high school. But anybody else above and beyond that, they don't see that. Why? Because they're stuck in that worker bee mentality. But when I started talking about the difference between being in that worker bee and working from paycheck to paycheck and how it affects the different things in your life compared to thinking about being wealthy, not just a millionaire, because sometimes that's over the top of a lot of people's heads to even think about being a millionaire, but just being able to have money that you control and nobody else controls. Now I'm getting a different feedback because now people are saying, oh, okay, well, you got a point there. So tell me more. So the more I talked about it and started using those different those distinctions, now I'm getting feedback. Well, when is your next presentation?
I
So
love it.
I've had, and since we've been back from the 10th anniversary, I've had at least 6 people. Yesterday I had a total of 9 people in both sessions come on. So I have 9 follow-ups to do because I just jumped on the phone from the airport back to Charlotte talking about these top 10 distinctions. And even those people that I revisited, they were like, well, you didn't say that before.
See?
Oh, well, okay. My bad.
Wow.
But now I'm saying it now. That this is what
Yes.
you're not thinking about. You're talking about, oh, well, I'm good. You good? You still going paycheck to paycheck?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I am. I said, well, I'm not. I said,
Uh-huh.
I'm controlling my money. What's happening with yours? Are you getting paid? They taking your taxes and you get to spend the leftovers, or are you getting paid spending what you got and give them the leftovers? Choose your heart.
Yes.
So now people
Yes.
are starting to chime in. So now I'm beginning to see, and my belief in understanding those distinctions on how I need to approach people. And it's sad to say how I need to approach my people, because
Wow.
people
No.
are not seeing that educational part. Whether you
Mhm.
got the degree you want and you done with education, you still stuck in that same place, in that
Right.
work, retire, and get your social security. You still stuck there.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing that, Dr. Lynn. And just look at how Dr. Lynn just enhanced everything that Director Benson just shared. She said posture and the PS3. Because Dr. Lynn made the sacrifice, she was in the room most likely for the 10-year anniversary. It gave her what she needed. She did a PS3, but she did it with the book, the 10 distinctions. Now she's able to move herself out of the way. What she maybe was talking to people about, she was able to move herself out of the way and now use this authority figure that's in this book that's giving people the information to change their mind. So guys, so let's go ahead and roll out. We won't have Q&A because we just had our Q&A conversation, but I want to give you the rest of the topic for today. So when you hear things like get a paper calendar, because even though you use a virtual calendar, get a paper calendar. Here's the reason behind this, because we won't do anything if we don't understand the reason behind it. Writing things down helps you to focus, remember, and follow through. A Columbia Business School study found that people using a paper calendars completed about 20% more scheduled tasks than those relying on digital calendars. A paper planner keeps you connected and focused, not distracted by apps or notifications. Why do we say read 10 pages a day? Reading 10 pages per day, reading daily strengthens your discipline and sharpens your mindset. 10 pages a day equals about 12 to 15 books a year. This habit builds belief and your mental muscle. It's not about the pages, it's about the person you become. So that's why we say read the 10 pages a day, not just to check something off your list. Work your list. Your list is your lifeline. It keeps your business intentional, not random, not haphazardly. Today, commit. Your homework today is to write. Mike texted me this because I'm going to forget the homework, please. Your homework today is to make your list. Write that list. Some of you guys are goal builders or above, and you still don't have a functioning list. It's a reason why you need that list. I have a list that I'm going through right now, and I have to make sure that it's a good working list. So it keeps your business intentional again, and it's not random. When you add names to that list daily, follow up consistently, and track the conversations. What did we talk about last? You're building relationships, not just prospects. Okay. And so, based on the HubSpot data, it shows that consistent follow up, y'all. Look at this statistic. HubSpot data shows that consistent follow up increases your conversions by, let me see, I want somebody that's on camera to guess. Yolanda Thompson, guess how much consistent follow up increases your conversion? Just give me a guess. What percentage? I can't hear you, sweetie. Okay, we can't get Jackie Delay. Guess. We'll come back to you, Yolanda.
80%.
Okay, who else on camera? Mike, you take a guess.
I'm gonna say about 30 to 40%.
Okay, who else on camera? Give me one more guess. Nicole, give me a guess. What do you think? How do you think it helps with your conversion?
I was going to go on the higher end at 90.
Okay, 42%. It increases your conversion by, that's why we say follow up. Can you imagine you being 42% more successful and you're building your team if you just simply follow that list? So you can't grow what you don't nurture. So every time you grow on your list, it don't always mean join my business, join my business. It's about just checking in with people. How are you doing? Genuinely checking in with people. How's it going? So that they can let you, people, anybody that knows me, especially on social media, they know what I do. So if it may be, I don't need to post every day about join my business, but I am going to share that. But it's about building those relationships. So when the business makes sense for them or they want to book that trip, they automatically think about you. So you can't so again, you can't, remember this, you can't grow what you don't nurture. So nurture your pipeline. And then social media and relationship building. Why social media? Why is Mike going to be taking us to school when it's time for the positioning? When we finish the purpose and the why, I want y'all to understand the why behind AI, the why behind getting yourself out there online. Social media and relationship building. Social media gives visibility and connection, but consistency is key. One of my favorite sayings is just because they're not liking, don't mean they're not looking. I love now when I make a post and I get 3 likes, I don't care because I go right in my analytics. It don't matter that only 3 of y'all like, because know what I'm able to see now, but 130 of y'all seen it. So I don't care. Just keep looking at my stuff, and that's what I'm gonna go by. I go my analytics, not, I'm not going by what you can see, what people do. Because if you post something like a food, some kind of food thing, they're gonna get excited. You post something about your business, it is going to be ghost town. Like they not gonna say anything, but I see you still looking. And that is, so if you need immediate responses, like some kind of dopamine when you post, and if don't nobody like and get engaged right away, then you feeling some kind of way, you start being inconsistent. No, I'm posting every day. You can go back and you'll never see a day. I would challenge anybody to find a day that I don't post on Facebook. I don't care if you comment or not. Mike, do you know a day I didn't post on Facebook?
I couldn't even imagine. I wouldn't even take that challenge on for $1,000.
I show up every day because every day I know I got an opportunity to talk to somebody that's looking for what I have to offer. Even 20 intentional minutes a day can create major results in your business. According to Hootsuite, they found that consistent posting to over 200% higher engagement than sporadic posting. So so that consistency, it increases your engagement by 200%. So that's why we say do the power hour. The power hour is something that's in the 4Ps journal in our system, where you do 15 minutes of love, 15 minutes of posting content, because it works. Mike, go ahead.
All right, I know we're about to close out and we're a little over time, but I just wanted to share something because Carmen talked about social media and it just ties back to a screenshot that Director Benson has shared with me. So I'm going to put this in the group so everybody can spend some time with it. But I just want to share it with you real quick before we get off here. Carmen talked about social media. We talked earlier about platforms and where your post talked about TikTok. This here image shows you who are you talking to, and it kind of breaks down all the different audiences of people based on the year they were born. So as you know, different social media platforms have different age groups that are known as the largest audience or the most popular users. So if you're not familiar with this, this is just a great thing to kind of keep in mind. What I find when you're doing marketing and you're speaking to different generations, there's different messaging and different ways that you have to share a message in order to appeal to a certain generation. I had stayed away from TikTok for a long time because that's not my method of consuming. I don't like that quick, fast rush. Drives me crazy. But I'm gonna try and do some of the way that I like, more calm tone on there on that platform, knowing who that younger demographic is, just to test it out and get some data to see how it works. But I wanted to just share that with you. I'm gonna put that inside of the group, so make sure you have access to the group so that y'all can spend some time and think about how your message can be adapted to appeal to the different generations. ChatGPT and AI is going to be a great way for you to say, this is my message that I want to deliver. These are the different demographics that I want to speak to. How can I customize my message to appeal to these different audiences? All right, so I'll share that with you all.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. All right, we're finishing up here, guys. Mike, thank you for sharing that and being willing to put it in our space so we can go back and really analyze that. So, let's end this section on simplicity each day in your Mike, can you bring up the PDF for me? So I can show you guys how we got everything designed so you can have everything right there. So each day pick your three big things that you want to accomplish today. Okay. Psychology Today reports that focusing on three core goals can increase perceived productivity by 60%. Three things, not 50 million things like I tend to do, but focusing on those three things. It's not about doing everything, it's about doing what matters most. I want to encourage everybody today in your DMO. I want you to make sure that you fill out those top three things. Jackie Delane, I'm gonna have you close out, so be prepared. Okay, so today your wrap up is make sure that you have your why documented. So let me read you guys an example of my why. Okay. Remember, I told y'all yesterday that even though the 40/40 started yesterday, I'm sorry, it started October 1st, but it's my first time actually. It's not my first time, but it was fresh start for me. So that means I had to go through, I got things color coded. You probably can't see that, but I know which of my partners I'm reaching out to every day. I got the dream team calculated, but here is my why. It took me a little while, but I had to get something that resonated with me. So my why is to exemplify the power of resilience. I don't want people to come into my presence and feel like I'm a person that got everything figured out. I'm not trying to fake it till I make it. Like, I'm the person that's going to give you the truth. Like, that's who I want to be known for. That I don't have a problem with that. And to ensure everyone I encounter feels better, stronger, or more hopeful before coming into my presence. I want to consistently extend grace because I too need grace. To be a living reminder that growth, peace, and purpose can coexist. Okay, so then what is my purpose for the 40/40? What are some tangible things that you want to accomplish? I personally want to go from 23 partners personally to 40 partners. I personally, doing 40/40, want to work with my top builders, and I want a front line to generate a total of $4,000 during this 40/40. So that means on my planner, I can measure how much money did I get on my weekly check October 9th, October 16th, October 23rd, October 30th, November 6th, November 13th. We can't improve what we don't measure. So that is my 40/40. At the end of that 40/40 journal, I'm going to be able to say, did I make $4,500 during that time? Did I make 2,000? But if we're not even writing down and measuring what it is that we said we're going to do to ourselves for ourselves, then we're going to miss out. So that's one of your assignments, is to make sure you're clear about your why, and making sure that you identify the habits, and remember, we are focusing on progress, not perfection. So Jackie, close us out by sharing your one biggest takeaway from today and one thing you feel like you can execute.
Okay, so first of all, I have to tell you, you probably can't see the comments. I'm sure Mike might have seen it. When you were talking, Carmen, I put in there, you just made me snatch off my bonnet, baby, because I had my bonnet on my head. And when I tell you I love me some Carmen Ray. So I'm trying to stay on target of what you told me to do, because you know I kind of go off. When I joined this business, I met Carmen Ray online. So
That's right.
online does work. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know her. We had never met. She made a
Mm-hmm.
post. I was a full-time caregiver for my husband who had dementia at the time. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't even focus on nothing for more than 2 or 3 minutes at a time before I had to run out the room and go figure out what he was doing. So, long story short, I joined the business because I've been booking travel for over 40 years. So I knew travel, but I didn't know travel online. So I joined the business. I connected with Carmen Ray. I was already retired. Somebody mentioned They had gotten a bachelor's degree. Yeah, I did all of that. And the thing about me is I know how to put the work in because I not only have a bachelor's, but I have two master's degrees. And I was very intentional when I was working on those because, contrary to what some people may think, education didn't come easy for me. You all haven't really heard my story. But anyway, so what I got out of this today was to stay consistent. Like Carmen said, if you pick three things that you're going to accomplish, I just read that, Carmen, last week. I just
Yep.
read that. Pick three things that you're going to stay consistent with. Stay consistent with that. Carmen always talk about a paper calendar. This is where we differ. My
Yes.
calendar is all on my phone, and every time it's time for me to do something, I get an alert. So
Yes.
for me, because of my experience with having to maneuver my appointments, my dad's appointments, my mom's, my husband's, I couldn't walk around with paper all the time. So do what works for you. That's my point.
Yes.
I
Yes.
understand writing helps seal the information in your brain better. I totally get
Mhm.
that. But I also use my note screen. So even when I'm at meetings, I'm taking notes, but I'm taking it
Yes.
on here. But anyway,
Yes.
do what works for you. I love this community. All of my immediate family, my son, my husband, my mom, my dad have passed. I never had sisters and brothers. This is my family here. I still have extended family, but sometimes I wonder if I didn't have y'all, what would I be doing?
Wow, that's so powerful, Jackie. Thank you for sharing. And then I want you guys, I want to leave you with this. Collaboration is a new currency. And I want you to see how we connect in the dots here. Mike, pull up Jackie's website. She's gonna kill me for this. She didn't even share it publicly, but I gotta use
Yeah,
her as
we
an
still
example.
going through it. So, but
Yep,
Mike
yep.
just
I just
gonna
want you
show
to
you.
do a quick overview of me connecting with Jackie. I have this morning about 198 business partners. 90, about 97, 98 of those come from Jackie DeLay's team. But what if I didn't make that post that day? See, I can't leave my business to chance on days that I feel like posting and days. I'm not going to overthink what I post. I'm going to post every day because what may resonate with a person like Jackie, it may not resonate with Wani. But that's why you want to have your content out there. But then if Jackie didn't connect with me, she would have probably never connected with Mike. And look how her goal is. She done already worked. She done already put her time in corporate America, working as an educator, working with her family. Her whole self-care, unapologetic mission is about her to work smarter and not harder. And
Yeah.
she can't do that unless she has a person to have a mindset like Mike. So when you have to be intentional. So Mike, I want you to share that. Share Jackie's website. Then I'm gonna give you guys one more piece of thing. And now, do you see this? This is how Jackie's business now can be automated. Get paid for the trips people are already planning. This is her message, and y'all see how beautiful that is. She got her pictures, her photos done by Mike, with the brand new shoots. We bringing solutions, y'all. We're not bringing problems. And now she's able to put everything right there. This is her story. Somebody gonna read her story. It don't matter who else is doing the business. What she's doing is going to resonate. So when we're doing things through the Be Well community, through our Planet Marketing and our sideline partners, is because we are very, very serious of going from good to great. Don't feel like you got to be nobody else. Schedule that 15-minute call with me so that I can say, okay, what is it that you're good at? It don't matter if you're on my team. I put the link out there all the time, and
Right.
you'd be surprised at how few people literally take advantage of it. You may not be financially attached to me, but I believe if one of us win, we can all win. I'm hosting my first, I've been hosting retreats for women entrepreneurs for 12 years. This is my 13th year that I'm doing it on a cruise ship. Jackie Delane been telling me to do it for at least 4 or 5 years. I'm a slow learner. So I'm doing it this year, and it's themed Monetize Your Mission. Monetize your mission. I'm building relationships because my goal is to have 30 people. Most of them are hoping they come from the 40/40, because y'all my people, y'all the community. It don't matter if we're not financially
Right.
attached. When you come into that retreat space and you see what we have put in place for you, your business is going to go to the next level. You don't need to book your cabin with me. If you're in the business, book your own cabin, but you
Right.
will need to invest in the retreat part of it, the part that I've been building for over 30 years. I'm not going to get that away for free, but I'm going to make that part so affordable so that you can see that you can build your business on what it is that you're doing anyway. It don't matter if you marry, bring your husband. Our target audience is women, but we of course want men. You see, as men on this platform, we gonna always include our men. But this is how you have to brand yourself. I don't want to book travel for everybody. I do my annual events, and then people come to that. And then if somebody reaches out to me and say they just want to book a trip to Vegas, I have people on my team that books that travel, that's very competent, very good at it. And they get 70% of the commission, 70 to 80%, and I get 10%. And I'm okay with that. So guys, thank y'all for staying for the after party. I can't believe it's 33 of y'all still here. I'm going to hang out here for a minute because I'm going to go through and read every last chat because I'm obsessed with this business and I'm obsessed with you all. Mike, thank you so much for always being my partner in success and helping us to bring this information to the people. And Gail, don't let us scare you off. We don't be going over this long all the time. I promise you. This your first time. I know you're going to think like, what I done signed up for? So we're going to really try to keep it down to 30
I
minutes.
want more. I want more.
Okay. But we are so glad you all came to hang out with us today. And we can't wait to see you tomorrow for day 8 of 40 days and 40 nights. You all be well. Thank you.